Okay, some breaking news coming in the last couple of seconds or so at the time of recording here. It was posted on social media first by WWE. They've posted a full statement on their website as well, and it's regarding the health of former WWE World Heavyweight Champion Paul Levesque, a.k.a. Triple H. Now, WWE posted this on social media first. It said, official statement from WWE, quote, Paul Levesque, a.k.a. Triple H, underwent a successful procedure last week at Yale New Haven Hospital following a cardiac event. The episode was caused by a genetic heart issue, and Paul is expected to make a full recovery. So that's the positive there, that Triple H is expected to make a full recovery. They posted the same statement on their website. It doesn't really say anything else. Again, it just says that WWE issued the following statement today regarding Paul Triple H Levesque, WWE Executive Vice President, Global Talent Strategy and Development, quote, Paul Levesque, a.k.a. Triple H, underwent a successful procedure last week at Yale New Haven Hospital following a cardiac event. The episode was caused by a genetic heart issue, and Paul is expected to make a full recovery. So that's the positive at the end of it. I think we should focus on positives when we hear news stories like this. We should focus on the positives, which is that Paul Levesque, Triple H, is expected to make a full recovery. But obviously, it's alarming. And it's kind of came out of nowhere. And to be honest with you, look, people can talk about the things in the news right now. We do here on the channel. Of course we do. We talk about the news stories. We critique pro wrestling. We praise pro wrestling. We talk a lot about NXT at the moment. But when stuff like this happens, when news like this comes out, the booking of NXT or the revamp of NXT or talent going to or from companies from WWE to AEW, whatever it may be, is irrelevant. It doesn't matter. When you're talking about cardiac events, and I want to be really careful with what I say here as well, because to be honest with you, I have a bit of a hard and fast rule when it comes to news. When we talk about health issues, if you've seen any of the videos on the channel, you'll know this. I have a bit of a hard and fast rule when it comes to health issues, because look, at the end of the day, WWE didn't need to tell us this. They didn't need to tell us this. They could have kept this completely private and not disclosed this to the public, because whose business is this? It's Paul Levesque's business. It's his family's business. That's it. It's his business. It's his story to tell. It's his news to share. Obviously, WWE has released this news with the blessing of him, with the McMahon family. Of course, the McMahon family own the company, but you get what I mean. So I don't want to be in this position here where we're speculating about things that we know nothing about. All we know right now is what WWE has released on this press release, that he underwent a successful procedure last week because of a cardiac event. It's reported, again, according to this statement released by WWE, it's caused by a genetic issue, and that's it. That's all we know right now. And the most important thing is what they say at the end of the statement, is that Paul is expected to make a full recovery. That's the most important thing. When you start talking about, serious health issues, when you're talking about things to do, it's like with Keith Lee, isn't it, with the heart and all that kind of stuff, pro wrestling just becomes irrelevant. At the end of the day, these are human lives we're talking about here. So Paul Levesque has a wife, obviously Stephanie McMahon. He's got 3 kids, and they're the most important thing right now. We don't want to be anything tragic to happen or anything like that. So the fact that he is expected to make a full recovery is the best news possible here. Obviously, it's shocking. Obviously, it is completely shocking, and it's just always, whenever you see news like this, again, fortunately, it looks like we've got a relatively, good ending here in that he is expected to make a full recovery. But whenever you see news like this, I was on my phone when the news popped up, and it always just takes you aback. You just go, oh my goodness, wow. As soon as it said WWE statement, I thought this can't be good. And I saw that, again, thankfully, he is expected to make a full recovery, and this is a genetic heart issue that has been caught. I think when it comes to these kind of things, I would hope this is, again, it's difficult to say, and I want to be really careful with what I said, because I don't want to speculate. But when they say following a cardiac event, that can mean anything. That really can mean anything. So again, it's not right or fair to speculate on what they mean by a cardiac event. It can mean anything, and I'm not going to speculate on what that does or doesn't mean. Hopefully, when it comes to this genetic heart issue that they've attributed this cardiac event to, hopefully it was spotted because of, screening or tests or all that kind of stuff. Obviously, I would assume Triple H has the best doctors around him in the world, right? Obviously, the McMahon family probably have some of the best doctors around them in the world as well. The company has some of the best medical staff and best doctors in the world as well. So the positive thing is, like I said, that he is expected to make a full recovery, and he has the best people around him right now that you could possibly ask for. That's the positive thing right now, and we're fortunate to be in a position where we can sort of say, well, this is alarming, obviously, but it looks like at the end of the day it's going to be good news. So obviously we wish him nothing but a speedy recovery. Hopefully he can get back to doing what he does best, and that's book wrestling, that's promote, that's help develop young talent, that's help be a part of the new version of NXT, whatever that's going to look like. Obviously now, again, I don't even know if I really want to be in the discussion of what does this mean for the revamped version of NXT, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. When you're talking about potentially life and death, and people can say, oh, and you're being dramatic there, but I don't think I am. When you talk about, again, cardiac events, when you talk about genetic heart issues, you are talking about life and death stuff. You really are. You're absolutely talking about life and death stuff. So, again, it's the positive is that he's okay, but people will now be obviously talking about, well, what does this mean for the revamped version of NXT? Is Triple H going to be involved? How is he going to be involved with this new revamped version of NXT? And if I see stuff like that on social media, you just have to roll your eyes at it, because again, it's not the point. It's not the point right now. The point is that this obviously could have been way, way, way more serious. And thankfully, they managed to catch it in time, or wherever he was having this cardiac event, they managed to, again, register it with enough time and realized it was an event with enough time, and they were able to find the appropriate medical services for it, and they were able to get him to a point where he could have this procedure. That's the fortunate thing there. That's the fortunate thing, because speaking as someone again that knows people, I've even in my family, I've had people that have had heart issues and cardiac events, and I have a great appreciation, I really do, for specialist heart doctors, because they're literally lifesavers. They truly are. And when it comes to cardiac events, whatever they may be, the important thing is that you catch them early. And you catch them early, and you're in the right hands, and you diagnose it correctly and properly early. And as I said, the good thing about Triple H and the good thing about the McMahon family is obviously they will have the best in class around them. When they say, I think again, if you look into the statement, they say that this happened last week as well. It says here that he underwent the successful procedure last week. Of course, they don't say when, but the episode was caused by, again, that genetic heart issue. Again, sometimes with stuff like this, trying to look at it from, again, a really positive point of view here, which I think you have to in stuff like this, you have to look at this as, I don't think Triple H ever said that he was, going to stop wrestling again. He hadn't wrestled in a while since, WrestleMania 35 in 2019. I think was his last match against Batista, maybe. And I think maybe he'd said that he was content if he didn't wrestle again, but that is what that is. Stuff like this can be a blessing. It really can, because having an episode like this and then realizing, man, I have a genetic heart issue or heart defect or whatever that may be, and looking at it going, oof, I really dodged a bullet there, because if I didn't have this episode, who knows when I would have had it. Maybe he had, again, I don't even want to speculate, but maybe he had this in front of people, and then it was a case of, then he has the procedure. This could have happened when he was alone, and he maybe did not get the help that he could have at the time, or this could have happened when he was in the ring or anything like that. So again, looking at it from a positive point of view, the fact that he's making a full recovery, the fact that they diagnosed this genetic heart issue, the fact that hopefully this is corrected now, it has to be seen as a positive thing, even though, of course, it's incredibly scary and incredibly alarming. The positive thing is that he's expected to make a full recovery. So obviously, as I mentioned before, thoughts and prayers go to his family. Much support goes to Triple H, Paul Levesque himself. Obviously, like everyone else, I wish him nothing but the best. Pro wrestling, when stuff like this happens, doesn't matter. You have to think about the human at the end of the day, and we don't want anything bad to happen to anyone, regardless of if you like WWE or not, which just feels such a silly sentence to say, but people are like that. So obviously wish him nothing but the best, and hopefully, as I mentioned, he's back doing what he does best very, very soon, and he's back at work, and he's back helping entertain people, putting on a quality product for people to watch at home around the world, and obviously in the new version of the Performance Center with WWE. So obviously wish him nothing but the best. Of course, if we do get any more updates regarding his condition or regarding his status or whatever the next part of this story is, we'll let you know. But Triple H, we wish you nothing but the best. Make a speedy recovery. You've got this.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.